Hi everyone, this is my first tutorial and we're making this soft crochet cowl. For this tutorial you will need a ball of yarn, and that's all I used. Lion Brand Wool Ease Thick and Quick. This is in the color Oatmeal. You need a 10mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle. This one is has a large eye, so it's nice for the super bulky yarn when you're weaving your ends. So this is 7 inches from top to bottom and 12 inches across, so it's 24 inches around. I actually would have liked it a little bit taller, but I ran out of yarn. Maybe the next one. So let's get started. Start with your slip knot. I want to chain an even number of stitches. For this tutorial I will do 20, but for my cowl I use 42 stitches. So we will be joining the chain into a round. I hate seaming my work. I just absolutely hate doing that. That's why I make a lot of hats and a lot of things that go in the round. So if I can avoid seaming my work, that's what I'm going to do. So when you join your round, make sure that the stitch is not, the chain is not twisted. Insert your hook into the beginning chain to slip stitch and join your round. So starting the first round, the repeat pattern is skip 1 stitch, do a cluster stitch, skip 1, cluster, skip 1, cluster. So we'll skip this one. Let's start by chaining 1. You skip this stitch, and for the cluster stitch, all it is 1 single crochet and then a double crochet cluster. And so how you do that is you start your single crochet and then into the same stitch you want to do a double crochet cluster. To do a double crochet cluster, you yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you'll do that again. So you leave these 2 stitches on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. To complete the cluster, you yarn over and pull through 3. So that's your first cluster. Now skip a stitch into the next one, single crochet, and now your double crochet cluster into the same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that again, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. To complete it, yarn over and pull through 3. Let's do that one more time. Skip a stitch into the next one, yarn over. So this is your single crochet, then your double crochet clusters next, yarn over, into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, do that again, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and to complete it, yarn over and pull through 3. So repeat that all the way around. skip a stitch into the next one, single crochet, double crochet cluster, skip a stitch into the next one, single crochet, double crochet cluster, whoops, skip a stitch into the next one, single crochet, double crochet cluster. And because this is super bulky yarn, it works up really quick, and I love projects that work up really quick because I have way too many work in progress projects that sort of just sit in a basket. Anyway, so I'm at the last one. I skipped a stitch, did a cluster in the next, and now I'm going to slip stitch to the top of this cluster. Now for round 2, you will chain 1 and turn, and you do the same thing. So the stitch you're skipping is this long one right on top of the cluster. Into the next stitch, which is the space between the 2 clusters, you do your first cluster stitch. So you will go ahead and continue the same pattern all the way back to the other side. So when you skip a stitch, it's this long stitch that's right on top of the cluster. You go into the next stitch. Oops. See, screwing up, probably because I'm rushing. So we're coming up back to the first one. I'm doing my last cluster. So here is the top of the very first one. So you slip stitch to the top of that one. That completes your second round. And you repeat that all over again. So you chain 1 and turn, skipping the first stitch, which is right above that last one you just did, and do your cluster into the next stitch, which is the space between the previous 2 clusters. Okay, so you will continue that pattern back and forth until you get the desired height, and then you will cut off your yarn. And I'm not going to do that here, but I'll show you just fasten off, and I'll use the other tail end here. Insert your yarn into your needle and go ahead and just weave in the ends. Just, there's no real, there's no right way to weave in your ends. Just go back and forth. Sometimes I like to tie an extra knot. And because you're going back and forth, there is no wrong or right side. They're going to look the same. There's no wrong or right side. So it's reversible in a way. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. Thank you.